Hey, what's up guys? It's Jack and welcome back to another video. So things have gotten a little bit spicy over the last 24 or so hours when it comes to XDefiant, and I think they're about to get spicier and kind of interesting. So for those of you guys that don't know exactly what I'm talking about, Blame Truth in his latest video as of the time of this recording has pretty much made a video, and at the end of that video he was talking about something very interesting in regards to the Tom Henderson article and XDefiant. And instead of speaking for the man himself, I'm gonna let him kind of take over for the next minute or so, or maybe even less than that. So I'm gonna play the clip for you now, and then I'll be right back so we can discuss this further. Blame Truth, take it away.
There has been an article released by Tom Henderson where one of his quote-unquote sources has said that XDefiant is dying and it's not doing well. This comes about a month after he reported something the complete opposite, where the game's doing well and Ubisoft's happy about it. So I haven't been covering this because I've wanted to sit back and just observe and gauge sentiment, gauge the response to this. I also found it a little fishy that this news came out right before the Black Ops 6 beta. After talking with some people that have some behind-the-scenes intel, all I'm going to say is turn your notifications on for my channel. You're going to want to see the next video because what we've seen is a hit piece, and I think I know who's behind it.
All right, guys, we're back. So yeah, to say the least, I am definitely looking forward to his next video because I want to hear what Blame Truth's insider sources have to say. Now, one thing I'm going to say right off the bat is that, you know, no matter who you are on YouTube, whether you're popular, whether you're not popular, whether you support XDefiant, whether you support COD, no matter what kind of content you do here on YouTube, okay? I've been on this platform for almost 10 years. And one thing I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt with experience of my own is that you're always going to get haters no matter what, right? No matter how quote unquote politically correct you try to be, no matter how much you want to walk the line between positivity and negativity, whether you decide to choose not sides or not, you are always going to get hate no matter what, right? So for whatever reason, whether it's a justifiable reason or not, people are just going to hate your ass. And the internet's been around for like, what, over 26 years or something like that. And it's become very accustomed for people to just hate on the internet. And it's also a safe space for haters, so to speak, right? When people are in their own safe space, in their homes, you know, they're gonna basically speak out on stuff in a way that they wouldn't necessarily do so in real life, and that includes hate towards a person, and that's just the way it goes. So the thing is with this, now, whichever side that you lie on, right, you stand on, right, you, the viewer, right, whether you have a reason to like Blame Truth or to hate Blame Truth or his content, whatever his style of content, his commentaries or whatnot, whether you find him hilarious or not, or whatever the deal is, it's gonna be interesting to see what his insider sources have to say. Now, at this point, obviously, there are those people that are gonna basically just kind of walk the line and just kind of take it with a grain of salt, or maybe believe in it wholeheartedly. But according to him, it makes it seem like people have it seems like he's saying, now again, I'm not putting words in anybody's mouth here at all, it seems as if he's kind of alluding to the fact that maybe to a certain degree, maybe not an entire degree, but maybe to a certain degree, maybe the Tom Henderson article was BS, I guess, or, you know, maybe it was just, you know, overdone, so to speak, to make it look like XDefiant is actually doing worse than what it actually is. And I've even gotten a taste of this myself in my comment section, whether it was from the community tab or whether it was in one of the videos. But I had somebody in my in either one of my community tabs or in one of my comments basically say that that, you know, people can't find, like, I got a comment from somebody saying that they couldn't find a match in XDefiant, and I basically said something along the lines of, you know, have you tried turning crossplay on or whatever? And then somebody else responded basically calling me a liar and a misleader, and saying nobody can find matches, and I'm paraphrasing here, nobody can find matches on XDefiant right now because, you know, everybody went on from XDefiant and they played the Black Ops 6 beta. So when I saw this, I was at home, okay? I was at home, and excuse me, I wasn't at home. I was at work, and I tweeted at people. I tweeted at Blame Truth himself. I said, you know, is it true that people can't find Black Ops, they can't find matches in XDefiant? And I had a couple people respond to me when they saw that tweet, and they said, no, I was just on, or they said, you know, they just basically said no. Business as usual, can find matches just fine. And to further put into this, when I got home that day, I got on XDefiant to see if it was easy for me to find matches. And I did it multiple times, and as usual, I didn't have any problems. And just so you guys know, I do have crossplay on, and I do have input-based matchmaking on, okay? And to top it all off, as you guys know, I've been streaming the living hell out of XDefiant over like the last, I don't know, week and a half or so, give or take, maybe even 2 weeks. And this was the time to also where the Black Ops 6 beta has been online. And the last time it was online was, I believe, until Monday morning as of the time of this recording. It is very, very early Tuesday morning as of the time of this recording. And last night I streamed for about nearly 6.5 hours playing XDefiant. And you guys can tell, like, that I'm finding matches no problem here on the eastern side of the United States. So, because that's where I am. So I have never had a problem finding matches after the first 3 or 4 hours when the game released. After about the first 3 to 4 hours after the game released, I really haven't been having trouble finding any matches whatsoever. I will report though that when it comes to hot shot, like for instance, recently I went from team deathmatch to hot shot. It did take me a little bit longer to find matches. Like we're talking like 30 seconds to a minute. When it comes to finding matches in hot shot compared to, you know, team deathmatch, which alludes to team deathmatch probably being the most popular game mode, and that's no surprise there. But with that being said, you know, it's very easy to basically either take sides with a fellow content creator or not take sides with a fellow content creator, or as a viewer, you know, for those of you guys that don't do content, you know, it's very easy to like somebody or dislike somebody sometimes, or to just, you know, watch for the sake of watching. And some people take it seriously, some people don't. So as you guys know, you know, obviously you guys kind of know what I'm getting to here. You know, is it possible that people hate XDefiant on the inside that are on the Call of Duty side, that they hate XDefiant so bad that they misreported things to Tom Henderson? I mean, that's possible, but I don't know. But I do find it very interesting nonetheless, because as you can see, these kind of correlate, you know, because if I mean, it just makes all sense in the world, you know. And the thing is, like, whenever here's one thing that was briefly mentioned in my last stream, and it's true to a certain extent. So, and again, I'm not putting myself on a pedestal or anything like that, not at all. I'm just telling you my thought process. This is not me throwing shade at anybody. This is not me disrespecting anybody in any way, shape, or form. But the truth is this: if you are, like, for instance, let's say you want to give a review of, like, let's say a Call of Duty game, but you are one of the guys that gets flown out to Activision, right? Or if you are also somebody that supports XDefiant and you have an XDefiant creator code, that right there is a very small reason as to why people will take your word with a grain of salt. Even if you are an honest and ethical person, you know, when it comes to the internet and stuff like that, you guys know what goes on here on YouTube. You guys know that there's a lot of, you know, clickbaity titles sometimes in order to get views, or drama all over the place, and things been, you know, mosquitoes turning into elephants when it comes to certain subjects, right, by the content creators to kind of get as much views as possible because drama sells and all that kind of stuff, right? And I was thinking about what the hell I was going to talk about today in the video, and I didn't have any ideas, and I'm like, you know what? The most interesting thing about XDefiant coming up is what Blame Truth has to say in his next video. I think it's going to be very, very interesting to see what he has to say. And of course, there's always going to be people that are not going to believe it, and they're going to call bullshit, and they're going to, you know, hate or love or whatever it is. And, you know, again, when you have a creator code, or when you have gone to an Activision event or whatnot, people are not going to, you know, fully trust you. They may give you like an 80-20 to where it's like, yeah, he seems to be honest, but at the same time, I'm going to reserve 100% honesty simply because of the fact that this guy goes to events. So therefore, you know, that gives me a reason not to trust him or her. So it's very interesting in terms of where we are when it comes to this sort of thing. And again, as I previously mentioned, and as you guys know, some of you guys even asked me, do I have a creator code? The answer to that is no. And respectfully speaking, I never will. As much as I love the game of XDefiant and everything like that, I never will. And for those of you guys that are wondering why I wouldn't want a creator code, and again, this is no sticking my chest out or anything like that, or pounding my chest. This is not me, you know, trying to make myself sound better than anybody else, because that's certainly not the case. I'm a human being with flaws of my own, and I have my own issues. Trust me on that. But I think this little clip here sums it up very well as to why I will not have a creator code. And take it away, Scarface.
All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one. Do you understand?
So yeah, you really can't have it both ways, regardless of whichever side you're on. So the best way to win is actually not to play. Oh, and one more thing before moving on with this commentary is that for those of you guys that want to do YouTube, if any one of you guys want to do YouTube, and this is true in life as well, the best thing you can do is not give a damn what anybody else thinks, right? So on the creator code side of things, if you have a creator code and if people think that you're a liar, again, all you could do is be as truthful as you possibly can be, right? Like you always have been before the creator code, so to speak, and simply put, not give a damn of what anybody else thinks. Grab that bag and just you do you. So yeah, whether you're on the Activision Call of Duty side or whether you're on the XDefiant side, I mean, the fact is this: if you speak anything negative about a game that is in a way, shape, or form supporting you, whether it's in the form of a creator code or whether you're being flown out to events and stuff like that, well, you can get that taken away simply because you spoke your honest opinion. Scump got fined back in the day more than once, if I recall correctly, because he spoke his opinion about Modern Warfare 2019. And then at the same time, on the other side, right, another reason why a lot of people might not believe Blame Truth in whatever he has to say in his future video is simply because of the fact that, well, because he's got that creator code, and at the same time, he may be, quote unquote, trying to make XDefiant sound better than what it is, or maybe he was paid or blah, 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 or whatever it is. Now, I personally don't think that's the case, but at the same time, I'm not a fly on the wall either, right? I'm not the one that knows everything. I'm just on the outside looking in, man. I'm trying to, again, I'm walking the 50-yard line and I'm seeing it from both sides. Now, as far as I understand, do I think that's the case? No, I think at the end of the day, the truth will be spoken. But at the same time, no matter who you are here on YouTube, nobody's perfect, right? Nobody's perfect. Nobody's got, the perfect track record. I mean, people are going to agree. People are going to disagree. People are going to call you a liar, whether you lied or not. That's just the way it is. So at the end of the day, it's going to be very interesting to see how this whole XDefiant news pans out from Blame Truth's perspective. And it is right now at this point, it is my most anticipated video. So far, it's been, I believe, 24 hours since he last uploaded, give or take. And I'm really looking forward to the next time he uploads. So that way I can continue to cover this, because I, for one, want to know the other side, right? Because as you guys know, over the last a couple weeks or so, we've been doing the whole hashtag Save XDefiant thing. I've spoken and made a video talking about how, as a community, we have two ways to where we can approach this. If XDefiant is really going down, we have one of two choices. Number one, we can either roll over and die, just let it be, or, we can just get as much as we can out of this before it goes down, right? We'll go down fighting. So for me personally, I've chosen that we should go down fighting, because for me personally, XDefiant represents more than just an arcade first-person shooter. But perhaps that's another video for another day. So with that being said, guys, I want to know, what are your thoughts about this whole entire thing? I'd really like to know down in the comment section below. And as always, I'd like to thank everybody for taking the time to watch and or listen. Your support has been absolutely incredible. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.